Alright, this is with the first coat of paint on. This is Barn Red. It's a darker paint. It's a darker red because I usually put a good dark red without it being black or brown. And down first because as red dries, it actually does darken. So, yeah, once this is all dry, as you can, I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it is still extremely wet because I just got done painting it. But once all that dries, I'll go back over it with a lighter red and a gloss red. And once that's all done, I'll either spray it with a sealer, like the Krylon sealers for the acrylic paints that I use, or I'll poly it to keep it that gooey, wet looking. I'll probably use the poly. Alright, that's it so far. Hi guys, I just wanted to show you what I'm doing right now. And so what it is I'm going back and adding like some gray color to wherever it truly looks like it might be guts. Now, the problem with great stuff is what I just did right here. It's not going to focus. Okay, it's not focusing. Is rub too hard on it, it doesn't like binding to paint, so the undercoating will come off. So I just, instead of quote dry brushing, I just put a little bit of paint on my brush, and then I pick an area where, you know, you've got the definite rise look of guts and stuff, and I just go through and as gently as possible add a little bit of gray into that. And as you paint it, it will dry brush down. It will take some of the excess paint off and dry brush down. Now, that keeps it from flaking off as much. It also makes it so it looks a little bit more realistic, because the gray color, which actually I'm using a sandstone because, you know, nothing's actually truly gray. There's also all different shades. It makes it look more realistic. You know, my mom was an EMT, so I got lectures on my first prop of guts that I made. Uh, you know, she lectured me about, oh, guts aren't really that gray once they're, or that red once they're exposed to air, they start graying and stuff like that. So I'm just adding a little bit of gray to it. And I will go back over this with more red. And that's the whole key, not only sealing great stuff, but just doing several layers, because your layers are going to chip. No matter how careful you are, you will get some chipping to it. It's just the way great stuff is. I mean, I've tried all sorts of different things. I've tried different forms of great stuff. I even tried one time taking a wire brush to them and just wire brushing it, thinking that if I scarred it up some, the paint would bind to it better. No, it just looked like crap. So, you know, it's all experimenting. The more you work on it, the more you're going to find what you like, what looks good to you. Because each person is different. You could do my techniques and find you completely hate them. Or you can do someone else's techniques and find you love them. Or you could tweak your own techniques and find that works best for you. But yeah, if you look here, I don't know how it happened, but I got a gouge in the bone that's not painted. So I'm just going to go back over that with gray a little, just to soften it so it's not so straight edged. And as you can tell, it was just taking off the paint right there. So I'm going to get back to working on this because it's kind of hard to paint and hold the camera at the same time. And then when I do next layer, I'll film some of that. Alright, bye. Alright, it's the second layer of blood over it, the lighter color. I'm noticing that the colors are getting pretty washed out on the camera, but I can't move to more natural light because this is a heat light. Yeah, just blinded you, didn't I? And it is like 52 degrees outside. Winter is quickly approaching and I'm freezing. So I'm just going to try the best I can. As you can tell, I even went over the gray that I just got done doing with the brighter red. Uh, and that blends it and actually gives it a more natural look, because nothing is clear cut lines of colors. Everything is in nature is mirrored together. There's so many different shades and tones, and that's what we as painters or prop makers and stuff are trying to do, is replicate nature enough to be believable, so but still be disgusting. And I put some gray around his facial structures so they'd pop more, because they were painted red to go with all the blood and stuff, and they were just, and he was just washed out. So but by adding a gray in and blending it and then even going over it a little bit with red, I think it makes him look more creepy. Let me know what you think. Like I said, this is all gotta dry, and then I'm gonna go over it with poly so that it will hopefully still look gooey. Because I have flat paints, I didn't grab my gloss. Shame on me. So when it all dries, it's all gonna be this very flat tone color. So hopefully the poly will give it some gloss, as well as protect it from getting damaged. Because like I said, great stuff does not like being painted, and will shed the paint at every opportunity it gets. So I might go back through here and add more gray, because I kind of washed it out too much. But other than that, I think it's done. I like it, and it's supposed to be bloody, gory, messy looking. And the dark red gives it almost a brownish tone to it in some spots, then fading up to the lighter red, and then with the spots of gray. I like it. About the only way it could be grosser is to add some really extreme green to it, but then it would be like sickly and pussy and stuff, and I don't want that, at least not with this prop. If I try this again, if I make another one, then well, probably won't be until next year, because it is extreme crunch time for us. But if I do make another one, then I might experiment with the colors more and make it pussy or disgusting or even toxic looking. Right now for this year, I'm kind of playing it safe, just because it's crunch time and I want something that's decent showing to throw out there, because we don't have much time left and we've got a lot to do. Alright, that's it for now. Like I said, it's freaking cold out, excuse my language, so I'm probably gonna head in and warm up bleh, while this dries, and then I'll be out to poly it later. I'm going to leave the heat lamp on it because that'll help it dry. It'll probably only be a couple minutes for it to dry, but I'm going to use any excuse I can to get warm. Alright, talk to you later. Bye. Just put the coat of poly on it. Needs to be dry, and then it'll be done. Yeah, sorry it's taking so long. It's just with everything else that we're doing and running around like a chicken with my head cut off, I haven't gotten much filmed the last couple days, but I am filming the prop as I do work on it, and I'll piece it together and hopefully get it online tonight. Alright, bye.